Hey everybody, Ralph Havens here, and happy Monday morning if you're watching live. I went to bed. It was a time change last night here in the United States, so it was about I think 9:30 new time. What would have been 10:30 the day before at night, and I was going to bed. Long day, and I was about to have a very funky night. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Pretty scary, pretty scary, but but I went to bed and started to fall asleep and woke up with Ben crying, crying, crying. He was downstairs with Jen, and I could kind of hear Jen explaining something, and I couldn't tell what was going on. And then Ben tried to come up and tell me what was going on, and he had just was like crying. And so then I figured out, oh, he didn't get to practice his piano, and he loves his piano teacher, and he really wants to practice his piano, but with his going to school now and everything he's got going on, so many activities that he's doing. He's got a big schedule. He hadn't been getting any practice time in, so his piano teacher had said, "Hey, at least try to get in 3 days a week, 15 minutes a day, and because you're doing so amazing, and it'll be great to just get that in." So Ben had that in his mind that he was going to do that, but he kept putting it off to do other stuff. First, we watched a little too much what's called Stinky and Dirty, a cartoon that Baden is way into, and Ben likes watching it with him. And then the night was getting later, and Ben started doing his homework because school is today, and and I went to bed. And so Ben didn't realize that all these choices, he had all sorts of stuff that he wanted to do with math. He loves math, and he was doing all these numbers with multiplying and then multiplying again, and um, going to a million in this one thing that he maps out on paper. And but he didn't realize that the time was getting late. And then Jen finally said, "Okay, we just got to go to bed. You'll get to practice piano tomorrow." And he was devastated because he just thought he was going to be able to keep on doing all these different things and then get to piano. So next time we'll have to let him know that there's a choice, and we can decide to do less cartoons and then get the schedule in to get all the things in he wants to get done in that need to get done and still get to bed on time. So it's the idea of opportunity costs something, right? Like you have this opportunity to do this, but then you can't do this other thing, and then you have an opportunity to do this, but then this can't be done yet. And so that was going on, and I I had a crazy night. I I woke up with really, really, really dry eyes, and they started to hurt, especially one eye. And every so often, I do something that just kind of call it dumb or something, or like, "What are you doing, man?" And I I broke a dish that Jen had packed with me when I went to San Diego, and so I came back and I was dumping it into the trash, into a trash bag, inside the trash, dumping it down. But I had a weird thought, like, "Oh my goodness, I should have wore eye protective gear, because what if some glass came up?" And I didn't feel anything, but I did something maybe not quite so smart. I went into the shower and rinsed it all out, opened my eyes and just let the water get on me. But then my eyes were really dry because we're no longer with our well water out by the mountain. We have city water with chlorine, and we have a filter, but it doesn't take everything out. So my eyes were really dry. And then I was like, did I get something in my eye, or is this just dry from the chlorine? And this was like a week ago. And I thought I should go to the doctor, the eye doctor, and get this checked. But I didn't want to. It's crazy. I didn't want to pay the copay. Isn't that weird? And I thought, no, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take the time. It's probably nothing, and I'll just kind of keep an eye on it. And over the days, it kept getting better and better. But I would get these weird dry spots in my eyes, and then it was last night. The last couple of nights, it was really pretty good, but like pretty normal. And so I thought that's cool. I got away with it, and then I took a shower, and I didn't let it get inside my eyes as much as I could tell, but then after that, my eyes were really dry, and I went to bed, and then I woke up with like been crying, but my eye hurt really bad, and I freaked out. I freaked out. I woke up Jen, and it's like, hey, um, later in the night, like I just kind of try to sleep through it, but then everybody's asleep, and I woke up Jen. I don't know what to do with my eye, and I told her I should have gone to the eye doctor, and so and I told her, oh, I didn't want to like take the time and the copay money, and it's like she's like, are you kidding me? And so, but I had it all in my head, and I've done things like that before where I kind of things happen and I go, God, am I just trying to sabotage myself? And so I'm going to work on it. And I realized last night, wow, when I do my qigong, tears come out of my eyes. It just that's what happens. And Ming Tong, my master qigong teacher, used to tell me that it's sadness coming out. And so I thought I'll do qigong, especially the ones that I know that bring out a lot of tears. And for a couple of hours in the middle of the night, I thought I was going to go through the whole night and just do it through the whole night. I um I did qigong and the tears were rolling and rolling and rolling out, and my eyes were feeling better and better and better. And I thought, okay, I can go to bed. So I woke up with them a little dry, and I'll go to the doctor today. Hopefully, there's time in between clients, and we'll get that in for sure by tomorrow. And but somewhere in here, I'm gonna go just make sure. I think it's just the chlorine in the water that got them dry, but I'm gonna go check. And and I'm hoping to remember this again. I've done stuff like this over and over again, but to remember this lesson and to just go ahead and do stuff when it's important. And then because there's a cost to not doing things. And the other day I was also walking around or driving through Bellingham, and I saw somebody that I know that came to see me many years ago when we first moved to town for one of my intro sessions to see if he wanted to get some help with some stuff he was working on. And he had some health challenges starting, and he had some things going on, and it became very clear that wow, I could really help this guy. And he decided, nah, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't think I'm going to do it. And he went on, and I see him because I see him around town, and we talk, and I consider him a friend, even though we don't do stuff on the outside. But I talk to him when I see him, and a good heart connection. But he's had a lot of challenges, a lot of challenges, and I look at him, and he's one of my motivations because I think, man, if I would have sat with him enough and he would have made a different decision. It's his decision, of course, right? But if he would have made a different decision, yeah, it was a little money to come see me, and um, but he could have changed his life big time, big time. And so he's one of my motivations now. When I talk to people, like there's a guy that we're communicating with that's going through a lot of stuff, and he's kind of like starting to become an acquaintance friend, and I'm like I don't want to like sell to him, but then I'm like man oh man this guy really needs some help, and so how do you balance that? And I think the key is to just help people notice what are the different opportunities, and there's costs to doing one because you won't be able to do the other one, you know, and then tuning in and noticing what do you like for whoever is making the decision, for themselves. What's the cost of doing it? The money or the time or the effort, but also what's the cost of not doing it? What's the cost of not doing it? And so, of course, you got to find what you feel is right for you to help you get what you want in life. Your health is a big one for us, but also your life. And for us, it was like, what's the cost of doing something? What's the cost of not doing something? So we made a lot of decisions that might on the outside look crazy. My father-in-law used to say, I could never do what you're doing, Ralph. Never, ever let go of a beautiful practice in a home in San Diego and just put the family in a truck with a tent and go searching for where to live and not know if the money's coming in from anything. Um, and he said, I could never do that. And even though he took his own chances in life and did a lot of cool stuff, but it's all about opportunity and the cost of an opportunity and a decision, I think, for us. So I'm going to go get my eyes checked and today and hopefully remember that so that I make good decisions about stuff like that next time something like that happens. And we're going to help Ben get a schedule to figure out what's going on with his piano and his math and his trailblazer running and his mountain biking and his soccer and his school and everything else he wants to do, and just get a plan so that he knows that he can get everything in that he really wants. And I had a client, I won't say too much because I want to keep things private with clients, but he had a really cool way to make a lot of money. And really cool proprietary way to make a lot of money, but he kept sabotaging it. And we went through lots of stuff of what was going on and shifting stuff. And then it finally came down to an opportunity cost thing. Like we realized he just had to schedule in a couple of preparatory things that he had to do throughout the week. And he had to dial in to make his money. And that was so cool to see. It was so cool to see the light bulb go off in his head and in my head, like, oh my God, this is going to be so much simpler than we thought. So so it's just a cost of like how much is it worth, and is it worth doing this one thing to not get to do this other thing, but then get to have this thing. So it's cool to check in on that. And that's where we are today. I was like, what am I talking about today? And I think that's the thing. That's the thing. So I'm going to get my eyes checked. Ben's going to get his schedule. Hope you're looking at what you're doing and what's important for you. And let me know. Let me know what are the big things you want to get for your health or your life. And I'd love to hear your decisions about stuff. It's just cool to watch it when people make big decisions and do really cool stuff. So hope you're having a great day. It's about to start for us, and heading to a doctor, hopefully, optometrist, and check out my eyes. They feel great now. All right, everybody.